See the title change a little bit. But first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Benyhe. I'm an event manager and international officer at the Hungarian Leisure Sport Association. Thank you very much for TAFISA for giving me the opportunity to make this presentation. Basically, I would like to give you an overview of the challenges and problems what we face in the field of sport for all promotion, and this presentation will be from a Central European point of view. We are out of time, so I will try to be as fast as possible. Yeah, just some words about Hungary, where I'm from. It's in the middle. It's in middle Europe. 10 million people live there, and actually, what you have to know that we are really focused on the professional sport. We really like to watch the success, see the gold medals, and sitting in the couch. So something like this. This is the Hungarian mentality. So according to the statistics, we are not really active. The question is that how can we solve this situation? There is one answer by the government, by the state. Maybe one of the most visible decision was to make physical education, physical activity every day in the primary school. So for the small children in primary school, they have everyday physical education. So probably this was the biggest answer by the government. But the question that what can we do, many people who actually work in the non-profit sport for all community or sector. So I try to answer this. That was my first thing to realize that what is the final answer for this issue. But I faced some problems. I will show the problems. The first one, the problem of the potential participants. We are in the middle and there are just too many options. Maybe it sounds like a cliche, but it's really true that nowadays, especially in 2017, the 21st century, the entertainment industry is so wide, and it's really, really hard to catch the people with sport for all. So many options, and simply this work is really, really hard. The second problem is the problem of event organizers. This is also my experience. Maybe you have some similar feelings. I'm curious. So what I experience in Hungary is that there are lack of money in the sector of sport for all. And if there are lack of money, there are so many organizers who are not motivated enough because they are just not paid enough for their work. Then if they are not motivated, they are not really innovative. And if they are not really innovative, they will make boring events. And if they make boring events, then they won't get any sponsorships from good companies. And if there is no sponsorship, then there won't be any money, and circle goes again. So that's the second problem, what I realized. And the third one, the problem of incomprehensible leisure sport. So the definition is already not really clear that what is sport for all, what is grassroots sport, what is... So we just don't know, we don't really ask the normal question, and sometimes even the decision makers can't really answer this question. So we can also move to the next slide. The media has also a problem with leisure sport, at least in Hungary, because they are really narrow-minded. I try to show this. So we have a very good event, smiley faces, happy people, but the journalists just asked me if there was a heart attack or something dramatic happened, because then they will report about it. So something very strange should happen, but simply that we had a very good atmosphere and happy people, that's not enough. And also the media needs heroes, the media needs brightness, B-colors, superstars, but in sport for all, we don't have too much like that. Okay, these are the problems. And now I show some answers again. So these are the words. So despite all these problems, I still feel that the only option, as Jacqueline already mentioned in the first presentation, that we should just do it. We should be creative, even if there are lack of money, even if there are problems of potential participants because they don't really find me, we should just be creative and find the best ways to be attractive. And I won't go into details Actually, I would have a slide to go through all the words, but I will just pick 5 this time to be on time. The first one is inviting. We should have inviting events, inviting campaigns. We should look really magnetic, and it's a very key word that targeting needed, absolutely. And I want to mention 3 kind of targeting, which was successful in our association the last couple of years. One of them in the Challenge Day, which is, by the way, a TAFISA initiative. We try to involve different kind of sectors, not just simple individuals. And we opened this Challenge Day. This is a sport day in Hungary. We invited the firefighters, for example, and we also invited the media groups to make some sport in this day, and some other sectors as well. Then we realized that senior sport is not really excited, and then we found out a senior sport festival, and it's so funny that this is one of our sexiest events. You won't believe it, but once you should come to Hungary and watch the senior sport festival. 70 or 80-year-old guys doing crazy things, so you just have to come. And this is also a new initiative. Workplaces were basically always a dark horse for us, so we just couldn't really catch the workplaces because they are closed, they have their own bird, and that's why we made an active meeting game. It was a Facebook game, and we asked all the companies and all the places where people are working to send us a photo about an active meeting. And this is just some examples what we got. We got quite many photos, and then was a big Facebook voting, and the best who got the most vote got some really exciting surprise. So that was also a good example. Then winning. Everybody should win. We just feel that participants should smile every time, and we just need to provide different kind of gifts, prize, and basically success feeling. But the first rule that you have to be much more creative than me. So these kind of designs are really ugly. So you just have to know your limits, and you need a graphic designer or someone else who does it better. So this is a bad example how to look like, okay? And these are the smiles which comes from after good prices or good kind of involvement. Third point, influencing. It is really necessary to involve influencers, opinion leaders, and we did it for the European Week of Sport. The next presentation will be about that. We just sent some direct mails to influencers in the fitness sector, bloggers and other sport players who works on the fitness field, and we sent them a medal last year, and this year we sent them a sport bottle, a water bottle, and we asked them to share this bottle or medal on the social media, use our hashtags, and we asked them to tell about our initiative. And it was a good way to reach much more people, because we don't have that big channel, but if we go through these kind of influencers, then we can be much more effective. And one more thing for the slide. It is very important to use relevant ambassadors. We experienced that sometimes you don't have to choose the most obvious person from the sport life, from the elite sport. Sometimes you should choose someone else from a totally different sector, because maybe it's much more creditful, it's much more easier to believe to a person who is not a professional sport player. And the third one, be careful with social media. As I mentioned, this was a social media campaign, basically. And in many conferences I see, and I just get that so many diagrams are showing that we have tweets and we have shares and we have other numbers. Very good, very nice. But we should always look behind the numbers. And I think it's a very tricky thing in social media, that sometimes even if you have wonderful numbers, there are not so many things in that. So it's a tool what you can use for very good purposes, but sometimes it can be very tricky and don't show the reality in our experience. Entertaining, fun elements in every campaign or every event. This is also something which is really important, to surprise people. You see the dinosaurs. This is a totally unreasonable animal in a sport event. There is really, this is just a stupid thing, but people were crazy. In summer when we brought the dinosaurs, and all the kids were following the dinosaurs and running with the dinosaurs, and even went to the water with the dinosaurs. So that was really funny. Another picture from the TAFISA World Congress, you need these bike chairs. That was also something which is not a big thing, but people they were just smiling because eating and also making these biking movements during that. So it was also some fun element. And we have some others, as you see in the pictures. Let's go to the next one. Yeah. You are not there if you don't take a photo of yourself. This is the motto of the modern world. So I think it's really important in any kind of event to make a corner or make that kind of circumstance for the participants that they can have the access to make good photos of themselves, because if they do it, they can share it, they can tell it, they can show it to their friends. So this is also in a way a branding and a message spreading tool. So this is also a European Big Sport example. It was a GIF making corner and people were just crazy and they shared the message of European Big Sport. Let's go to the next one. Basically this is the final one. Creativity. These are also some new examples what we invented. This one is a active stairs, so you can see as you walk you lose some calorie. This is of course just a symbolizing thing, but I think this kind of thing can catch the interest, and this is a topic which can be also interesting for media. And actually next year we want to have much more stairs like this, not just in our house but everywhere in the underground and some other places. Of course it has costs, so it's not the cheapest one. The other one is just a window. This is also social media lifestyle and people just like these kind of things. And another example, this is, we call in Hungary the jumping school. We made some of these in the Hungarian metro line with the Be Active message, and this is also a branding element what we found quite exciting and people liked it. And my personal opinion that we need these kind of unique ideas to make people realize that we are here and we have programs. And one more picture, actually on the green on the right, that's me. So we are jumping in the metro station, and it was just a catchy thing, and some people realized that we had a program. Europe has a program called European Big Sport. That will be the next presentation, and basically I finished laws of attraction. So it's an endless topic. I just showed some of them. So even if there are problems, I think there is always